Hello and good morning, Pat. I apologize for the delay on this video, but I wanted to get around to showing you some research as far as what people are searching for online when it comes to COVID-19 safety precautions, such as face masks, hand sanitizer, PPE equipment, eye protection, so on and so forth. So, at the start of our conversation yesterday, I did mention that e-commerce is not our specialty, but we do have the experience of being able to do the broad research for it. There's a big difference between marketing for a local or even national brick and mortar type business than there is e-commerce. E-commerce is very much the buyer intent keywords. For example, if I'm going to type in face mask into Google, really, I don't know if I have the intent to buy it, or I'm searching for what it is, or I'm searching for how it pertains to what's going on, so on and so forth. The possibilities are endless. So with an e-commerce, you want to drill it down to buyer intent, buy face masks, where to purchase face masks online, face masks for sale online, so on and so forth. And we'll get into that. I just wanted to preface this video with mentioning that this is going to be the broad level. I'm also going to take you through the tools we use, and then I'm going to show you some free tools that Google offers that maybe we haven't thought of before to expand upon the research itself, and then position just a different option for you as well. Not to completely change the e-commerce store, but another outlet for sales, I should say. Let's get right into the research. We like to utilize, as always, the Ahrefs tool. And here I typed in the buyer intent keyword buy PPE. I know there's a ton on your screen. Just focus in this area for me. We're going to look at the keyword here, buy PPE equipment. KD, if you remember, it's keyword difficulty, how difficult it is to have the exposure being at number one position based off of how many other people are going after that same keyword. Volume is how many times per month this is searched for. So it's a lot less than you might think during these times with COVID-19 and people racing to gather up all the product that they can. But it's still good, right? So buy PPE equipment is here. This is a good one. No one's going to type in buy PPE equipment without the intent of buying the PPE equipment. So you have that buyer intent right there. Where can I buy PPE equipment is another good one. PPE buy, you can see these two right here don't have a KD because they're primarily a pay-per-click type of keyword. That's why you see here that it's more of the cost per click in this area, and the search, or excuse me, the KD is more of an SEO. But still 10 search volume each. Where to buy PPE equipment comes up next, and we have another 10 search volume. And the list goes on and on. So as you can see, there's very little search volume for all of these down here, but up in this area, you can get about 60 to, I would say, around 80 searches per month. So just with that PPE equipment. Let's take a look at the next item. I believe we did face mask. Yep, buy face mask. And again, this is just an example of one type of keyword. So instead of buy, we can switch it out for purchase face masks, or where can I purchase face masks online? So you can go down the rabbit hole of looking at the different keywords, and I'll show you how to do that without utilizing a tool such as Ahrefs, and actually utilize Google itself, which will show you exactly what people are searching for when it comes to e-commerce. So here's another look at face masks. So these are good ones. Where can I buy N95 face masks? Where to buy face masks? Where I can buy face masks, or where can I buy face masks? Places to buy face masks. And we come down here just a little bit. This is a little sketchy there. It looks like that's actually going to be a combination of a couple different things with the URL tag. Where can I buy a face mask? Portland, Oregon, if you're only centrally located within that area, so on and so forth. So focusing up at the top here, even if you only utilize these 4 keywords, then you'll have search volume that ranges right here. Now, it is important to mention that, of course, these numbers are a little bit skewed nowadays because of the COVID-19 crisis, and that might be the door that is opening for this opportunity, seeing that there is a need for these purchases. But remember, when you look at this KD, this means it takes time to get up to the top rankings in order to have the exposure. So it's very important to understand that just because you throw up an e-commerce store and you put keywords on it and it looks great, you have the great offering. Well, it takes time to be seen, just like all the rest of the SEO process. So COVID-19 probably not going away for a while, especially with fall and what they're predicting. But I'm just saying that it's important to remember that unspoken factor of SEO, which is time. Moving on, let's go ahead and take a look. I believe I did, hand sanitizer. And these are just examples. Buy hand sanitizer. Remember, I did buy PPE, buy face mask. So here we are for hand sanitizer. Where to buy hand sanitizer. Buy hand sanitizer in bulk's a good one. Buy hand sanitizer online. So let's say you only utilize those 4. Of course, you would expand on that as your research goes on. But just as an example, you have 90 plus another 40, 130 search volume per month on that one. So there's opportunity there as well. And let's move on to buy protective gear. Now, this one is still with Google, so I wanted to show you there's not a lot, protective eyewear. Not a lot of search volume for this. Protective eyewear, I believe, would be capitalized on that PPE equipment because of the face shield. We can look into the face shield aspect of it as well. But protective eyewear is not something that necessarily directly correlates to the COVID-19 crisis and taking precautions. When you Google protective eyewear, it comes into more of the construction, industrial services, as well as equipment and clothing, so on and so forth. So it is something to realize once you actually put these terms into Google, what type of searches do, or what type of products do come up, and what type of websites. But let's turn our attention to those free tools that I mentioned before I get into another outlet to be able to sell. Well, Google AdWords actually provides an excellent opportunity to put in keywords. So if you were to go to any of your Google Ad accounts, you come up here to Tools and Settings. And then right here, the second one down is Keyword Planner. So with Keyword Planner here, I'll just go ahead and start from the beginning. We are greeted with a screen like this, and let's say discover new keywords, okay? Just to take a look, and I'm gonna type in exactly what I did. So buy PPE, maybe buy face masks, how about online, buy hand sanitizer online. Just as an example. So I have those 3 keywords, here we go. And we're going to hit get results and see what it spits back. So of course this is searching within the United States. We didn't narrow it down to any particular location within the US. And here we have, now it's important to remember as well that this is going to be PPC related. So if you were to run a Google ad campaign, this is the type of traffic that you'd look to target. So buy PPE, 100 times to 1,000 times average monthly search. Buy hand sanitizer is a big guy, so 10,000 to 100,000. Competition is high, so you can see, but still top of page bid. In the low range, 65 cents versus $2 in the high range. $2 to capitalize on anywhere between 10,000 and 100,000 search volume is a good deal right there. So you also just need to consider that that's only one of the sales aspects. But other keywords idea, you keep coming down. This is going to get more into the brand names of hand sanitizer, but you come down for buy PPE equipment, hand sanitizer 500 milliliters, buy PPE near me. So it just gives you the general idea. And Google Ads is completely free to do this research. You just have to have an account and run with it. I'm actually on my personal account now, so you can always take a look at all of the different options here. Another good tool to utilize for keywords for e-com is to come over to Google and actually type things in. So buy PPE gear online, right? Just as an example, you can utilize any of the other keywords that we were going over. You're going to have these ads up top here to show you what people are actually, or companies are spending on PPC to go ahead and advertise these type of services. So you come past the ads and you get into more of the websites that are offering. A lot of the times I'll see that it's already safety equipment that they're selling, and now they're building out back pages specific for COVID-19, trying to rank those. So you can look at what they're offering, what type of words they're utilizing. But here's what I really wanted to show you is all the way down at the bottom here. searches related to buy PPE or PPE gear online. Here's what Google already knows within its smart algorithm that, okay, they're searching for PPE, they want to purchase it online. What are other related keywords and terms and searches that people are utilizing pertaining to the same objective? And here's what opens the door to plenty more keywords. So personal protective equipment is a little broad, as I mentioned, but PPE store near me, medical PPE for sale, safety gear store near me, PPE equipment list, buy PPE online is a good one, PPE supply companies. And then here's how I mentioned that, especially with the eyewear, you're going to find that construction companies already sell these type of equipments, like the respirators, the eyewear. They call it PPE, but it's more of the safety clothing for the job itself. So it's something you need to run into. Of course, you want to make sure you're getting in front of the right target audience. But this and Google Ads offers an opportunity to expand on your research for free. So what we've also found, when anytime I know someone that does a e-commerce store and they're very successful, but they want another outlet because they're trying to rank on Google and they're really just looking for another opportunity to gain exposure. Well, why not the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, being Amazon? So Amazon's an amazing opportunity to not only have your store on Google and gain traffic that way, but offer your products as an Amazon fulfillment partner. And let me show you here. We typed in Amazon for hand sanitizer, and here's the search volume that comes up. Now, when someone's on Amazon, it's different than Google, and they type in hand sanitizer. Well, they already have that buyer intent. So all of these are buyer intent words because they're shopping on Amazon. Google, if you were to type in hand sanitizer, it could take you through the whole history of hand sanitizer, the scientific aspect of it, the controversy behind it, so on and so forth. And you never even get to your objective of where can I buy this thing? So you cut out the middleman, and if you fulfill with Amazon, well, then you know everyone on there is looking to purchase. So here's the search volume you have just as an example for just hand sanitizer. So it's a great opportunity. Now, similar to SEO, you're not going to automatically put up a listing for hand sanitizer and be at the very front. There are strategic ways to do it. You want to push power behind it. It still has that SEO in play. But again, this is another powerful outlet where you can skip the potential of gaining exposure with the wrong audience through people just researching what the product is and get in front of the people with buyer intent already. So I hope you found this useful. Again, this is just a high overview. More than happy to consult on how to go forward in a few different steps. The e-commerce itself is not something that we specialize in, but the principles of SEO, although not exactly the same, are there as far as pushing power, the time aspect, the keyword research, so on and so forth. So if you have any follow-up questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.